I also remember us catching parrots in Jamaica, and parrots is in parakeets, the birds. And so what you would do is that you take a machete and you'd go up to one of the trees and you'd cut the tree, and then the sap would bleed out of there, and then you'd extract the sap, and then you would boil the sap, and then once you boil the sap, then you pick several branches off the tree, typically dry ones, and then you coat those branches with the sap, and then you tie it at the highest point, the highest branch on the tree. I hope I'm not giving people ideas. Please don't do this. Okay, and then you just leave it there, and what happened is that the birds would just land on it, and that's how we'd catch parrots. And so we had parrots, etc., and we did some awful things too. So don't ever want to talk about those things, unspeakable things. But we were boys, and so that's some of the things that we did. But it was just a time in our lives where there was just no holds barred. No holds barred. You could do anything you wanted to do at that time, and there really wasn't any real repercussions about it. A little backstory I remember also is for Colin. So Colin, I said, was a genius, and so when Colin was back home, when we were living with our parents, I remember our parents giving Colin what was called a Viewmaster. It's basically, you look into it, you click a button, it changes the slide, you see another thing, it changes the slide. Well, Colin figured out a way and you project it onto the wall. And so Colin got a big sheet out, and he actually set it up so that you could project onto the wall. And so the entire wall seemed like a big area. It was like you were watching a movie. And so Colin actually charged the kids in the neighborhood 5 cents for them to come in and actually watch the Viewmaster. And he had a little line going of kids that were coming through and paying him to watch the Viewmaster. And so when we moved to Rock Hall, I remember at the time, before we moved there, Colin had built his first TV set at 12 years old. He sent it away to this company that I think was called NTS or something like that. And they send you the parts, and then he was able to assemble it, and that's how he built his first TV. So when we went to Rock Hall, Colin took that TV with him that he had made. And when we got there, he figured out a way, once we got electricity, to create some sort of satellite or antenna situation, because I remember that we picked up Cuban stations while we were at Rock Hall, and we were watching Cuban cartoons. And I remember watching cartoons that were in Spanish at that point. It was not very clear, it was kind of grainy a little bit, but you could clearly see there was cartoons from somewhere else and it was in Spanish. So that was sort of interesting. So Colin really sort of, that was his area. He was not the most physical guy, so he decided that his area was going to be to cerebrally, he's like Cerebro or Dr. Xavier from the X-Men. Yeah, Wayne, on the other hand, earned the stripe as being like the Wolverine. You're not going to control him. He's absolutely uncontrollable, and I think that part of that really pissed off some of the men in the neighborhood who, back then they wanted respect. And Jamaica is, men want respect. They say, no for respect. So from that point of view, Wayne was not going to give him any respect. And so a lot of these guys would expect that when you walk by them, you'd say good morning or something like that. And Wayne was not having any of that. And so as the years went by, eventually it came to a head where some things happened. And I'll tell you about it in another episode. But those are some of the stories that I remember from Rock Hall. Stay tuned for the next episode. When I'll tell you another story. By the way, don't forget that I'm Bruce Wayne, the fitness guy. Okay, I've helped thousands of people to lose weight and get in shape, and we have an app that's called EZIE Weight Loss app. And through our website, that's called University for Weight Loss Science. You can just click on the link below, and you can download our app. We have all sort of workouts, from strength training for women, men, martial arts, dancing, etc. So check it out, and that's the way that you can support me. Thank you very much. See you soon.